Hey, everybody. It's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and welcome to my Sunday night Twitchy live stream. I'm not going to be on for very long tonight, but I'm very sorry about the video quality. I still have this terrible, terrible internet connection, and it is literally the best that I can do. So I'm just going to wait for a couple people to show up and see what people want to talk about. But as I said, I'm sorry about my internet connection, as always, on these Sunday nights. So I know the video quality always is a little bit spotty, but it's the best that I can do because Spectrum sucks here. They're my internet service provider. So spray and pray. First comment of the night. Hope you're having a good night. I sure am. I had a busy day, and I'm not going to be on for very long, but I do try to do the Sunday night stuff. Let me know if at least my audio is coming through okay, because as I said, my video quality always seems to suck because of my internet service provider. So I know that the visual part of it is spotty. Hello, Brett. Glad you guys are here. I just am trying to be as consistent as I can from week to week. Come on here for at least, a few minutes and say hi to everybody and do a live stream, see if anybody has any questions, and come up with a couple of things that I want to chat about when it comes to guns, the Second Amendment, news, politics, whatever. As you can see from the title of the video, I wanted to talk about what happened in Israel this past week. And I want to talk about how Instagram appears to hate firearms because I got another notification that my Instagram account has been not suspended, but like restricted. And they don't really tell you why. They're like, this post goes against community guidelines. And you're like, but it's just a picture of a gun. You're totally fine with all the other pictures of guns, but this one's a problem. Well, anyway. Spray and Pray says, I just got a, I guess you mean B&T 9mm can out of jail yesterday. Looks so nice on the APC 9K. How long was it in jail? In fact, I should probably check. I try to do this from time to time. I have a little app that keeps tabs of my wait times. And by the way, if I sneeze, it's because I have allergies. So you guys get like the trifecta tonight. Terrible internet connection from my part and me sneezing, because here comes one. Oh, man, I took some allergy medicine. See, excuse me. All right, so let's see what we got here on my Days Sense app. I have 159 days in on a SIG suppressor and 87 days in on a Allen Industries. And there we go again. AEM 5. Oh, 178. Wow. Boy, so maybe I might get mine in the next month. Wow. Thank you. Man, now I got all this. I haven't sneezed in about 30 minutes, and now, of course, I get a whole bunch of them. So, yeah. Oh gosh, here comes another one. Man, they come in groups, and then they stop. So I apologize if that's super annoying. So anyway, hope you guys are all having a great day, a great weekend. And I hope you guys enjoy the Texas Gun Vault poll question of the week about old guns. And I think you guys saw that the new question up is about Israel. And that's my segue into what I wanted to talk about tonight and see what you guys think about what happened in Israel and see if it proves why the Second Amendment is so important. Because you guys probably saw Hamas attacked all those unarmed civilians and none of them were able to defend themselves. Oh gosh, here we go again. Man, if this keeps up, I might have to end the live stream super early. I'm so sorry. I know how annoying that can be. And I don't have a sneeze or a cough button on this microphone. So, or maybe I do. Let me see here. Well, I can mute it. Let's see here. I'm about to sneeze again. Maybe. Anyway. Yeah, allergies. So anyway, I wanted to talk about it, and I set up that poll question about why the Second Amendment is so important. Because for a long time, I thought Israel was supposed to be pretty good on guns, and then the more I looked into it, it turns out they're not. They have a very strict licensing scheme, and in general, over time, and it's because I think it's what happens to just human nature is that we think things can't happen to us, and as generationally we get further and further from major events, we think that they're just items in a history book that we learn about and don't understand their implications. And I think um, Israel kind of paid the price for that because they haven't had to deal with such um, atrocities in a long time, and so they have slowly thought, "Oh my gosh, guns are the problem," and have made gun ownership very difficult. And then all of a sudden, they have this attack this past week, and as you can see, the military and the police were not able to help anybody because they were ineffectual. And of course, when push comes to shove, I mean, if the police know that there's a major attack going on and they know their family could be in trouble, are they going to come and protect you, or are they going to go home to their families and protect them? Well, the answer is pretty obvious. And it just proves that um, we are our first and probably only and last line of defense. And so I was very surprised because I thought Israel was relatively pro gun, but I was wrong, completely wrong. Hey, Denton, how's it going? Glad you guys are here. And Cookie says Israel is very strict on guns. Yeah, as I said, for a long time, I thought they were very, open about guns. And then I hear after these attacks, they're trying to get as many licenses out and guns out as possible to civilians so they can defend themselves. And I was just wondering if you guys thought this was going to be a turning point for them, because I know one of the things that our Jewish friends always say is, never again. After what happened at the during World War II and the Holocaust, and yet they voluntarily disarm themselves because they feel that, oh my gosh, it's the 21st century, or it can't happen again, or um, what have you. And I feel sorry for these people because they paid the price, and your enemies will always get it. Yeah, think about it. There's an embargo and all the security that goes into the Gaza Strip, but yet they still had fully automatic weapons, and most of those they got from Afghanistan, and because of us, and that botched, uh, I guess, exit from Afghanistan. So it's sad. It's totally sad, and I'm trying to use this as an example to why whenever I get a chance to discuss guns with, especially someone that is anti-gun, why the Second Amendment is so important. So I was just curious if you guys were the same. Kevin Dorr says, looking to get a can for 5.56 before the end of the year without breaking the bank. What manufacturer should I look at? I will tell you what manufacturer I think is the best bang for your buck when it comes to suppressors, and that's going to be Yankee Hill Machine. They don't make the sexiest suppressors. They don't make um, the quietest suppressors, but the Yankee Hill Machine ones that I have bought that have been, I would put them at, price wise, like a mid tier. I kind of feel like they're an upper tier can. I have just had such a positive experience with them. I find that their suppression is good. I find that they are well made. They have lots of options, QD options. I feel like they're pretty available, and I've only heard excellent things about their customer service. So, I mean, I would say if you're just looking for, I mean, if you're not looking for like a 15 or $1,600 Knights Armament can, or a really expensive B&T can, I would definitely go and look at Yankee Hill Machine. They're available, good customer service, and personally, I've had excellent experiences with them. In fact, I run a Yankee Hill Machine Phantom Titanium on my home defense SBR AR-15, and it has been great. Now, unfortunately, I don't think they make the Phantom series anymore, which I liked, but it was replaced with something else. But a lot of people like that one too. But I always like the looks of the Phantom ones. I have both a Phantom and a Phantom in titanium and a Phantom in stainless steel. and there's a huge weight savings with their titanium cans, and they're just a good value all around, in my opinion. Spray and Pray says, Kevin, yeah, Yankee Hill Machine is what I was going to say too. And see Hoplophile's videos on them. I like him. I like Hoplophile. I like his dry sense of humor. And Kevin says, thanks, looking them up now. Man, you guys are getting me all stuffed up tonight. I promise you I wasn't like this like 30 minutes ago when I scheduled the live stream. But yeah, if anybody wanted to add anything about the state of what went on in Israel, I mean, I don't know what else I can really add to it. I just feel sorry for people, and it always seems like sometimes people have to learn their lessons the hard way. It's kind of like socialism. I always feel bad saying things like, when you find out like what was going on in Venezuela a few years ago, where everybody was starving. They called it the Maduro diet, and you found out that people were breaking into the zoos there in Venezuela to eat the animals because they had no food. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, I feel sorry for them to a certain degree, but then on the other hand, it's like, we told you this was going to happen if you vote for this. Communism and socialism does not work, but yet you think it does. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. We're going to take the money and the things away from these evil corporations and I'll put it into the state. And no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So you voted for it and you deserve to get it good and hard. And so I kind of feel in a way, and I know that we're talking about, death and terrible things, but people in Israel voted for this stuff. They voted for it, and they voted and they wanted to be unarmed because they either wanted to virtue signal or they didn't think it could happen to them or they don't remember history or whatever. And I don't know. So maybe I'm a cold-hearted SOB. I don't know. Kevin says, they're made in Massachusetts. That's funny. I'm a former masshole and I couldn't buy it if I still live there. Yeah, it's kind of funny that they're made there, but as I said, they just seem to be a good company. Never ever had an issue with them. They are a good quality can, just good quality can all around. I think the only downside to them is most of their suppressors use a proprietary like QD attachment. So you got to buy their muzzle devices and so forth, but maybe they've changed and offer some other things now. So yeah. Kevin says, I think wait, thanks. That's what I was or that was the plan. So yeah, 5.56 is the way to go. I have not used any of their 22 cans, but their 9mm cans are good. And I think it's called, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's called the Sidewinder, or it used to be. But their sealed rifle cans are great. The other thing I wanted to talk about tonight was Instagram, because I mentioned a little bit earlier that I found out that Instagram has restricted my account again, saying that 2 of my posts, which essentially are just pictures of guns, that's it. Just so you guys, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know the content that I put out there. It's usually like a picture of a gun at the range or so forth. And that's it, a gun in a typically safe environment. No one's holding it. There's no persons in it. There's no violence implied or any of that. And they say it goes against community standards, and they won't really tell you what that community standard is. And every time you try to appeal it, they deny it. So it makes absolutely no sense. I know another channel that I follow both on YouTube and Instagram has the same issue, which is MD Polo. He has an amazing gun collection, shows off his stuff from time to time, and does a lot of cool Instagram posts. And his account is always getting restricted as well. So, yeah. So I didn't know if you guys have had any issues with that. Cookie says, I have not considered a suppressor until recently. I bought a 300 AAC upper, and I'm thinking it could be a good fit for a home defense rifle. Yes, 300 blackout's a lot of fun to suppress. A lot of fun to suppress. The cool thing about 300 blackout is that if you run subsonic through it, you can use a 9 millimeter can. So, like if you have a, like a silencer like Osprey 9 or a Octane 9, you can put it onto your AR-15 and run 300 blackout subsonic through it, and it's fine. You can't run supersonic through it because it will damage the can. But if you want to run supers through it, just get yourself a 30 caliber can. Um, you know, I think the only 30 caliber can I have, I'm trying to think of which one it is. It's a company that no longer makes them. Huntertown Arms. I have a Huntertown Arms. Oh, what's it called? I know the Kestrel is the 5.56. I forgot what it is, but I have one of those that I actually got record by another company. And so they put on different baffles and things, and it works really well with 300 blackouts, suppressed both subs and super. And it's a user serviceable can, which is really cool because there's not really a lot of rifle user serviceable cans out there. And I mainly bought it for running 300 blackout. A little bit on the heavy side, but it works great. Spray and pray. I was trying to provide a comment on the first thing you were talking about, and I think it's not letting my messages through. Well, I can read your messages now, so um, I don't have any other real um, blocks on any comments. The only thing I think you can't say is like the N word. I have specifically blocked that word. I've blocked a few others, but nothing like. I mean, it's pretty vulgar stuff. So unless you're like cursing up a storm, it should let your comment go through. Cookie says, interesting. I also have a Ruger PC carbine and a Ruger PC charger. What do you think of those chargers? That's the one without the stock, right? I don't know if I really like those. They always look so unbalanced. Spray and Pray says, I will send you my comment on Patreon. Okay. That sounds like a plan. Sorry, it's not going through. I'll check and see here. But cool. All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to chat about? I just wanted to do a little 30-minute live stream, see what's going on. Just trying to make these a regular thing every Sunday night, as I said. Cookie says, yes, the charger is a pistol, but the same frame. Yeah, I don't really know the point of those chargers, to be very honest with you. I think they were kind of cool when you could put on the braces, but now that you can't put on the braces anymore, to me, they're kind of weird. I'm not really sure what the philosophy of use is. Um, it's kind of weird, in my opinion. I mean, obviously the pistol caliber carbine is great and so forth, but the chargers just without that stock, and I've seen people put like bipods on them and things. Um, I just don't see the practicality of them. I'm not saying they're bad or they're don't have any purpose or you shouldn't have one. I'm just saying that for me, I just don't usually see um, the purpose in a gun like that. I've fired a few odd guns, things that are not as comfortable to shoot. And I'll tell you, actually, one today really surprised me. I was at the range and I was shooting the B&T KH9 Covert. And because the person that lent it to me has not SBR'd it yet, they can't be there in person, and you can't lend NFA items. I had to review it as a pistol, so without a stock. And so it's one of those things where you're holding it up and supporting it with the two hands, but I didn't have a single point sling, so I was just holding it up. And I have to tell you that it shot really, really well, really super accurate. The it has a little bit of a delay. It's almost like there's a big mass that moves when you pull that trigger, and the bolt is really heavy, so it doesn't have a last round bolt hold open. So when you fire the last round, it closes on an empty magazine, and you pull that trigger again. You almost kind of like flinch, but you're not flinching. It's just because the mass of that bolt is going forward. Very interesting, but the gun was very reliable and very accurate, even without a stock. I was very, very impressed with it. Kyle H says thoughts on Lake City halting commercial 556 production. Seems prices have started to increase already. Yeah, they have. But you know what though? You got to remember that the economy and the supply and demand and capitalism will always fix itself. I know in the short run we always get worried about stuff, but trust me, where there's money to be made, someone with a lot of money that wants to make more is going to step up. I've heard other companies are stepping up production or have been in the past with all the ammo shortages. So I think you'll be surprised that yeah, it might go up in the short term, but I think in the long term we'll still be okay. Spray and Pray says they sent me a message, so let me pull up my phone here. And yes, I just got your message. I think more than proving the Second Amendment right, it proves gun control wrong because they have strict gun control because they don't want large Arab minority to get guns and commit terror. And you're right, they're going to do it anyway. And who supplied those guns to them? The U.S. military when they pulled out of Afghanistan. You can't tell me all those M16s and so forth didn't end up in the hands of these bad people. And I like how I heard somebody in the administration said, well, before they left, they took out all the firing pins. I'm like, right. They took out all the firing pins. Right. So what you're saying is it's okay to have a full auto M16 if the firing pin's out, right? I'd like to see the ATF opinion letter on that. So, yeah, the whole thing's terrible. Whole thing's terrible. So, yeah. Let's see here. I'll probably end it in about 8 minutes. As I said, I just want to do a little short live stream. And once again, I always want to apologize for my internet connection because I just have terrible internet in this neighborhood for some reason, and it's mainly the upload, the upload ping. I just cannot get it down. Download's okay, but even when I'm uploading videos to YouTube or Patreon or all that, it is a slow process. And everybody in this neighborhood complains, and we have no other option. We've been thinking about trying something else, maybe like Starlink or something eventually, because the internet's terrible. And of course, my wife's trying to stream movies or television shows. I'm trying to do YouTube. My kids are playing games, and we just need more bandwidth. Spray and Pray says, not sure which no word blocked my comment, but if others are having the same issue, try to remove any nouns that might trigger YouTube to block your comment. As I said, I have no real blocks on it, as long as you're not saying the F word, the N word. And I have a couple of like derogatory names towards me that you can say. I have those blocked because there's some people out there that just hate me and my content, and they like to drop those words. So I just have those automatically blocked. But your comment had none of that. Kevin says, I've been buying a lot of ACC at my local PSA. You could get a box of 100 9mm for $25. Wow, that is a great deal. That is a really good deal. And then Spray and Pray says, I think it's a YouTube-wide thing, not your channel itself. Well, that's good to know. If I had more followers on Rumble, I would definitely live stream on Rumble more, but I just don't think I would get the reach yet. So I'm still trying to build my channel up over there. I still think Rumble is going to be the option for the future. Getting back to talking about Instagram and then blocking things for no reason and not giving you any reason whatsoever. Rumble is, I think, the future. And they just opened up, and I get all this information because I actually have stock in Rumble, and they just started their cloud server operation. So they're trying to be like an Amazon in a way where, you have the Amazon Web Services. They're trying to do that as well. And they're trying to make it where it's a free and open internet. And they even allow people that, generally probably disagree with them on their platform, as long as you follow the law, you don't put on anything that is illegal. And, and they do have community guidelines, which I think are very reasonable. but they don't do the political BS, and it's really good. I I really do think while they're not going to be the biggest competitor right now, because it's a David and Goliath thing. I could definitely see in 5 or 10 years, and they have lots of institutional investment. I can tell you that they have a lot of cash flow coming in from big investors and big companies expanding their business. There's a lot of people that think it's going to be big in the future because they see um, what's happening with the get woke, go broke um, stuff elsewhere, and they see that Rumble is not going to do that. But I will say now that there are alternatives to YouTube. You have, X, I guess, formerly Twitter, and you have Rumble. I will say that from the creator standpoint of YouTube and what I kind of noticed from like the canaries in the mine, I don't see as much censorship as I used to. I kind of feel like they're a little bit more hands off, and I think it's because they're very aware that they're losing. And this is not just gun channels; it's also political channels. Because when you're not watching YouTube, they can't sell you ads, or they can't sell ads and charge people ads, and they're losing so much money. So when they think they're going on some crusade and they cancel some conservative or libertarian or a major gun channel or a political channel, and all those people are going to Rumble, well, you lose a lot of money, and they're just banning themselves out of being profitable. And I think they're starting to realize it. And they're seeing enough people migrate to those other platforms that they're like, well, we can't be on this anti-gun and or woke crusade anymore. And they kind of let things simmer down, and that's what I'm noticing. Spray and Pray says, love Rumble, but YouTube is where the eyes are. Yeah, it's going to change. It just takes a while. I mean, YouTube wasn't a huge success overnight, especially the normies. Same thing with Instagram. We got to have a presence here to convert new gun people. I, at some point, am going to try out X and Twitter. I've heard that they want to be an all-inclusive platform where you have essentially what would be like, what I guess Twitter was, so you have that text-based social media, then you'll have the Instagram and the Facebook, and then the YouTube aspect of it, all under one banner called X, and that might be the future. It might be the future. So I know some people there are streaming there and things, so yeah, it might be the future. So we're getting close to the wire here. Been streaming for about 28 minutes. Just want to do a little live stream. So if anybody has any questions they want to ask, please feel free to type it into the chat. And if you have any other questions throughout the week, email me, texasgunvault@gmail.com. And if you have emailed me, I am sorry, I am behind on replying to emails. It's just I'm always busy, always working, and I try to get to them as quickly as I can. If you guys are curious what will be coming up on the channel this week, in fact, let me check here. I know sometimes people ask me, see videos for this week. We have, tomorrow I have a range report on the Smith & Wesson M&P 22 full size. Then on Wednesday, we have a range report on the Henry Big Boy lever action rifle in 44 Magnum. I finally got around to reviewing that because I had some issues when I first got it, but it got sent back to Henry and it got fixed. And then on Friday, we have a field strip and how to take out the lever, bolt, and so forth of that same rifle. So we have a Smith & Wesson M&P 22, a Big Boy lever action rifle in 44 Magnum, and then the field strip of that. And then on Saturday, if you care about the little EDC gear stuff, I have the Olight I1R Pro North keychain light. Yeah. So that's what's coming up on the channel this week. Kevin Dorr says, Google is a court right now for antitrust. Hope they lose. Break of YouTube. Not likely. The judge seems in the bag for them. Most likely. Spray and Pray says, thanks for the videos. Hope your stuffiness clears up. Have you considered doing more shorts content? I have. And the problem with the shorts content, is there's some trick or magic to it. You see, I don't have endless hours to figure stuff out. Like, I really wish that I could make enough money doing this that I could do it full time. It would be awesome. But the problem is, though, it's hard to have a full time job. I'm a music teacher, and I'm literally working 12 hours a day. I mean, I know I joke. I mean, I'm not joking when I say that. Like, I'll be up at 6 and I won't get home until 6 at night. So 11 hours work, half hour to drive and so forth. And then by the time I get home, sometimes I have to do invoicing. I have to do stuff around the house, spend time with my family, of course. And then I try to do, Texas Gun Vault stuff, film a video, film part of a video, edit stuff, do an Instagram post, a Facebook, and it all takes time, write emails and so forth. And I just don't have enough hours in the day. And I know when it comes to making shorts content, all that stuff is you got to be real clickbaity, and you got to have all like the right tags, and it has to be funny. Some people have complained that my shorts content is boring because it's just me shooting or whatever. But I'm not one of those people that can come up with something fun, funny, and witty, and make it a joke and this and that, because that's not what I want my channel to be. And a lot of times the stuff that's really popular on the YouTube shorts is like the TikTok stuff. It's goofy and funny. And I watch that stuff. I think it's hilarious, but I just don't know if I have the skills and the know-how to really make that take off. So, but eventually I will, I mean, as I said, I'd like to get the channel to a point where it could be self-sustaining and I could not donate, spend all of my time making content, because trust me, I have enough stuff that I could do. I have a backlog of videos to make. I have a list a mile long. And there's always stuff coming up when it comes to politics, current events, and so forth that I'd like to talk about, but I'm just not big enough, and I just can't do that. So I just do what I can and keep on chugging along, and maybe one day I will. So there you go. All right. So if there's no other questions in the chat tonight, I want to thank you guys for being here. Sorry it's a short one, but I had stuff to do. I had videos to edit, then went out to dinner and came back. It's like, well, I can do a 30-minute live stream, so we get a Sunday night one. So there we go. So I'll just wait a second, see if anybody has any other questions. If not, I'm going to sign off for the evening, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Hope you guys get some time to go to the range, shoot some guns, have a good time, spread the gospel of the Second Amendment, and of course, watch Texas Gun Vault videos. So let's see here. All right, no one's typing anything, so give it just a couple more seconds, and that will be it. All right. So I guess Spray and Pray got the last comment. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about. If you guys have not seen the Texas Gun Vault poll question of the week, please go over to the Texas Gun Vault 2. I liked it this week. Old guns. Speaking of which, I got to go out to the garage and pack up the guns I show off, so I can put those back in the safe. So all right, I will end it here for tonight. Thank you all for the short live stream, but I always appreciate everybody that attends. You guys mean a lot to me, and I'm honored and humbled that people watch my content and are interested in what I have to say, because I feel very undeserving of that attention. So I will end it there for tonight. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. So as always, thanks for watching.